Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. I'm Precinct Officer Tapazar. This is ISUPK KILLEEN Sabbath service, and with that, La Yashala. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Wakah, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawah, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathanlanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kabawath Nawa Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabaya'a Yanawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawash, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Ra'ah, Kaya, Laka, Hamalatwath, Waha Allah, Wahatha Para, La'ai, Walamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. The prayer of the power, the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Koshah, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahai Kwayum, Hamathium, Hakak, Al Rakwath, Ha Tamalah, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. The prayer of the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. The prayer of the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayak Allah, wa Alahayim, Matazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranyam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kaya Yalam, Wa Akwathian, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Water Aman in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, Commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Ashai Ayanya, Al-Hahariam, Mahayan, Yaba'a Azariah Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'arataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawat Ragalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shamamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyunka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La Yakaka, Wayarak, Ba La Yala'a, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara'ah, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taza'afka, Wabawaka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'atha, Wa'ad Awalam. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'ala shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. Salakia, Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damaya Laka, Al-Thakarash, Wa'al Thashakwat, Al Kayahana, Wayabaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Amaka, Ya'ira Ya'inwa, Sawada, Wayatha Ya'ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawayaka, Amawar, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanak Akyadam, Magawa, Wala'a Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Na Wa'atazawa, Laba, Yakadaiwa, Al Yaika, Baryath, Yakarwatha, Alya, Ahalya, Adawam, Wa Yashama Al Yayam, Ma'awabwa, Wa Hagarium, Gabal, Wa Aman, Wa Amalak, Palashat, Ain Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwa'ai, Labanya, Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kama Dayan, Kasai Yasara, Kayabanyan, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nasha Madawa, Ba'ayan Da'ira, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shaya Tamawa, Nada, Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakazaabya, Wakazabak, Wakataza'al Mana, Call Nasa Yakamawa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayar Rasha, La Nawa, Af, Nawath, Na Awath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shayatamawa, Kagalya, Kakwash, La Panya Rakwa, Ka'ash, Taba Ya'ira, Wa Kalahaba, Talahat, Harayam, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapafka, Tabahala'am, Mala'a, Tharadatma, Basa Iraka, Salakya, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya Bala'awa, Aya'ai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Ibadwa, Waya Dawa'a, Kaya Ata Shamka, Yahawa Labarka, Aliyawan, Al Kahal Arataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, which perished at Salakia, and like Zeeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah and Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire that burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, that they may be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Hey, Shalom Israel. I'm saying this is the ISUPK KILLEEN Sabbath service. Last week, I believe it was Priest and Officer Carl Kazak. We left off at Genesis 15:21, which is bringing us into a new chapter, Genesis 16. We're still dealing with, you know what I'm saying, Abraham, you know what I'm saying, which is the beginning of this covenant for our people, you know, and the Lord's promise to Abraham, and Abraham dealing with, you know what I'm saying, the promise of the Most High. All right, so we about to get into this right now. This is Genesis 16:1 in the Hebrew. All right, Wa Shariah, Ashatah, Abaram, La'ah, Ya Yala Yaladah, Lawa'ah, or Lawa Salakia, Wa La'ah, Shapah Shapathaha, Shapathaha, Ma Tazarayah, Ma Tazarayah, Wa Shama, or Wa Hasham, no, Wa Shama Salakia, Hagar, verse 2 of Genesis 16. Wa Wata Amar Shariah Al Abaram Hana Hana Hanaha Hana Na'a I Tazara Naya Yahweh Ma Maladam, no, what? Mala Salakia, Mala Da Ma Ma Maladath Maladath Ba'a Na'a Al Shapa Shapa Hathaya O Awalaya Abar Naha Abana wait Abanaha uh, Abana Abana Abanaha Ma Mana Wayasha Ma'ai Abaram Laqua Wala Shariah Wathar Kwa Wakwa no Wathar Kwa Kwaha Shariah Ashatha Abaram Atha Hagar Hamai Tazariah Shar Pa Shapaha Thaha Maquar 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 Taza Maquat Aishar Shanayim Lasha Lasha Bayath no Lasha Bayath Abaram Ba'arataza Kan Kana Kanaayan Wa Wa the na Than or no Wa the Than Atha Ataha La Abaram Aisha Lawa La Asha Aisha verse 4 Wa Yaba'a Al Hagar Wa Tahar Wa ta'ara. Or wa tara. Kaya. Hora. Taha. Wait. Hora. Taha. Ta. Harath. Harath. Wa. The qua. Wa. The qua. Gabara. The. Ba'aya. Na. Ya. Verse 5. Wata Amar Sharaya Al Abaram Ha Ma'aya. Wait, Salakia. Ha Mashaya. Hamashaya I Layaka Ana Kaya Nata Taya Shapa Hataya Baha Yakwaka Wa Ta Ra'a Kaya Ha Rata Wa'a Kwayo Ba'ai Yana Yaha Yashar Pa It's Yashapat Yahweh Yashapat Yahweh Baya Naya Waba Yana Ya Waba Yana Yaka. Verse 6. Wayamar Abaram Al Sharaya Ha Naha Shapa Hathar Bayada Yada Ka Ba Yadak I Shaya Laha Hata Waba Hatawab Ba'ai Yana Ya Wata I Naha Sharaya Wata Bara Mapa Naya Wapa Nanya. Wait. Wapanya. Verse 7. Wa Ya Wa Ya Mataza'a Malak Yahweh Al Ayawa Hamayam Bama 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 Da Mar Al Hay Hayan Ha'ai Yan Bada Raka Sha'ir. Alright, Genesis 16, verse 1 through 7. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. So the Lord had promised Abram that he would give him a son to establish his covenant with him. Sarai had a servant, you know what I'm saying? She was an Egyptian. Her name was Hagar. So, you know, Sarai was impatient. And, you know, figured because of her age, even though the Lord said he would give her a son, she was trying to, you know, work it out in her own head on how this would happen. So, you know, she came up with a way to, you know, try to help the Most High along with what he said, right? And like Adam, Abram hearkened to the voice of his wife. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we see what that caused. You understand? All right, let's continue. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram, to be his wife. So this is another scripture here, you know, that shows you that sex is marriage. You know, she was the servant of Sarai, but once she had sex with Abram, there was no ceremony. They didn't have a, you know, a celebration of marriage. You understand? Once Abram took Hagar and had sex with her, the scriptures say she became his wife. You understand? Verse 4, and he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. What does that mean? When Hagar had sex with Abram, you know what I'm saying? You know, when she got pregnant, she felt like she was better than Sarah. I mean, Sarai. She felt like she was better. You know, she's looking at it like, you know, he been with you all this time, and the first night he lay with me, I get pregnant. So she felt like she was superior to Sarai. You understand? But all black, Hispanic, and Native and Indian women of the 12 tribes of Israel are superior to every woman on this planet, every other ethnicity, whether they be African, Asian, Caucasian, East Indian. The Lord said that he made us above all nations that are upon the earth. So it didn't matter that Hagar was pregnant, she still was a servant to Sarai. You understand? But in her eyes, you know what I mean, it made her better than Sarai. So, you know what I mean, she was trying to stunt on Sarah. Verse 5. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. You know, that's it's a lesson in that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read that again. Verse 5. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. What's Sarai saying right there? That she made the wrong decision, right? And a lot of the times, not all of the time, but a majority of the time, you know, women make decisions based off of emotion. You know, and it could be various emotions. You understand? Sarai was, you know what I mean, was told by Abram that the Lord said that she was going to have a child. You understand? Actually, I believe the angels that came to visit them before they destroyed Sodom, you know, while she was in there preparing the meal for them, and she heard them say that he was going to have that she was going to have a son. She was in there cooking and preparing the food, and she laughed. She laughed at what the angel said, right? And then she came out and bring the food, and the angel asked her, well, why you laugh? And she lied. You know what I'm saying? Because she was embarrassed, right? She said, I ain't laugh. He was like, you did laugh. And, you know, basically, I think, I'm not sure, you know what I mean? But to paraphrase, is there anything too hard for the Most High? You're going to have a son, you know what I mean? But, you know, she ain't, you know, a lot of times, man, you know, people don't take what the Most High say seriously. People believe more in their fear and what they see and whatever they feel like their lack of ability is than what the Most High said. You understand? But when the Most High say something, it's a done deal. You understand? So she's recognizing that in this moment that she made a mistake in telling her husband to go lay with Hagar. And Abram made a mistake in taking heed to his wife. When your rib say something to you or try to speak to you, or, you know, when it's out of emotion, that's why the Most High said that, you know, man is the head of the woman, because you're not supposed to move off of what they tell you unless, you know, it's practical or it makes sense. But above all things, as men and leaders of our household, we're supposed to go off what the Lord say first and foremost. Not saying that your rib or your wife can't give you a suggestion that's helpful or productive or practical, but at the end of the day, whatever decision you decide to make, you need to base it off what the Lord said, because Christ is the head of man and the Most High is the head of Christ. So that's the chain of command. You understand? But, you know, like in most cases, when you listen to your wife or your rib or your woman and she's emotional, you make a decision off that. Like she's saying here to Abram, my wrong, me being in the wrong, me being emotional, my wrong be upon you. Because that's who it's going to fall on. Why? Because you're the leader. You're going to be responsible either way. So it's best for you to go ahead and rock with the, you know, what the Most High said to do. That's your best bet. You understand? All right. Moving on. I have given my maid into thy bosom, and when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. Good night. No sweat. Verse 6. But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. You know, Abraham put it back on her. He was like, you know, this is your issue. You know what I mean? I did what you asked. She's your servant. You deal with it. That's pretty much what he's saying. All right. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So, you know, he gave her the green light to, you know, handle her how you want to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Handle it how you want to handle it. She disrespecting you, you know. That's your employee. That's your servant. Do with her as you will. And that's what she did, man. You know what I mean? She probably had her out there doing all types of manual labor, talking to her harshly, you know what I'm saying? Like no type of, giving her no rest probably, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, you know what I mean? I mean, she's a heathen, so, you know what I mean? And she was the property of Sarai, so it is what it is, right? Verse 7, and the angel of Yahweh found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness. Once, you know, Hagar started getting this harsh treatment, you know what I mean? She did what any person would want to do that's a slave, you know what I mean? Is try to run. And that's what she did. She ran. Alright? And the angel of Yahweh found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way to Shur. Alright, we're going to get back to the Hebrew. This is Genesis 16, verse 8. Yamar, Hagar, Shapath, Sharayah, Ayah. Let's see. Messiah, Ba'ath, Wa'ana'a, the La Kaya, Wata, Amar, Ma, Panya, Sharaya, Gaba, Rathaya, Ana, Kaya, Ba, Rahath. Verse 9. We in Genesis 16. This is verse 9. Yamar, La'ah, Malak, Yahweh. Shawah, Baya, Al, Gaba, Rayathka, Waha, Tha'ai, Naya, Thahath, Yada, Ya, Yamar, La'ah, Malak, Yahweh, Haraba, Arba'ata, Zaraka, Wala'a, Yasapar, Morab, verse 11. Yamar, La'ah, Malak, Yahweh, Banak, Salakia, Ha-Nakah, Ha-Ra'ah, Wa, Yaladah, Ban, Wakwa, Ra'ath, Shemai, oh, Shemai, Wa'ah, no, Shemaiwa, Ya Shemai, Salakia, Ya Shemai I El, Ya Shemael, Kaya, Shemai, Yahweh all Ainayaka. Verse 12. Waha, Wa'a, Yaha, 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 Parah, Adam, Yada, Yad, Ya, Yadad, Bakal, Wayad, Call, Ba'ai, no, Bawa, Bawa, Wa'ai, Wa'al, Panya, Call, Aha Yawa, Aha Yawa, Yasha, Yashika, Yashikan, Yashikawa, Yashika, Salakia, verse 13. Wata, Korah, Shem, Yahweh, Ha, Dabar, Allah, Yah, Atha, Al, Ra'aya, Kaya, Amara, Hagam, Halam, Ra'a, Yathaya, Aha, Raya, Ra'aya. Verse 14. All Kawa, Kwa Ra'ah, Laba, Laba'ar, Ba'ar, Lahaya, Ra'aya, Hana, Bayawa, Kodash, no, Salakia, what? Quadash, Quadash, Quadesh, 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 Wabayan, Wabayan, Barada, verse 15. Wathalad, Wathalad, Hagar, La Abaram, Ban, Salakia, Waya, Quara, Abaram, Sham, Ba Nawar, Ashar, Yalada, Hagar, Yashamael, no, Yashamael, Yashamael, Genesis chapter 16, verse 8 through 15 in the English. Remember that she ran away and the angel is confronting her where she ran away at by a fountain. Verse 8, and he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Mistress was like a female version for the word master. You understand? I know in today's terms, a mistress is like a side piece or a side chick or a sneaky link, but master and mistress in these times, and even in times when we were in slavery, it meant it was a female a woman who was the wife of a ruler or lord or whatever, or master, and she would be referred to as a mistress. I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Verse 9. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself unto her hands. So the angel, the Elohim, is telling Hagar to go back and be submitted to Sarai's authority. Verse 10. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. So the angel is telling Hagar that she gonna have a lot of children, or grandchildren, great-grandchildren, you know what I'm saying? Verse 11, and the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and thou shalt bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Verse 12, and he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And, you know, that just, you know, people want to say that the Bible ain't real, and that the, you know, that it's a fictional book, but we know who the Ishmaelites are today. These are the Arabs. You understand? And y'all see how they get down, right? You know, it says that he will be a wild man. You got to be a wild man to strap a bomb to your chest and run into a building full of people and blow yourself up, you know what I mean, to make a point. You understand? You see the conflicts that go on in the Middle East, you know what I'm saying? Even during the time period of like after 9/11 with ISIS, you know what I'm saying? Osama bin Laden, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Afghanistanians, you know what I'm saying? All that, I forget what their group was called. But those various rebel groups, Arab rebel groups, how they get down. You know, making videos, you know, beheading people on video, you know what I'm saying, with a little small dagger, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? They wild. And they hand be against every man. Like, you know, right now, France is going through a lot of chaos, you know what I'm saying, because of you know, it's a lot of Arabs out there, man, and they trying to take over France. And even in the UK, it's a large Arab presence, you know what I'm saying? Ishmael is all over the place, and their hand is against every man. You know, like they spread that Islam by the sword. You understand? So even right now, what you're saying, what the angel said about how Ishmael's character and spirit would be, we see the evidence of that today, right? Okay. Verse 12 again, and he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And that's a fact, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody be at war with them. You know what I'm saying? Like all the European nations, you know what I'm saying? Wherever they go, they bring conflict. Even the Arabs having an impact on India, which is Elam, which is the East Indians, but them spreading Islam by the sword got India split between Pakistan and India, and they got missiles aimed at each other. You know what I'm saying? That was all East Indians, but because of the influence of the Arabs, now you got Arabs in Pakistan, which really is India, but it's now a mix of Arabs and East Indians. So you got Ishmael and Elam, you know what I mean, going against the Hindus that are in India. You understand? Hand against every man, and every man's hand against them. You know what I mean? When George Bush gave that announcement on the war on terror, every man's hand was against the Ishmael, against the Arab, you know what I'm saying? Even here in America, after 9/11, you know what I'm saying? You'd be sitting next to an Arab and you'd be looking at him sideways. Or on a plane. I know for a while, People didn't want to get on planes after 9/11, and they saw an Arab on the plane because they thought it was going to go down. You know what I mean? You do something like take over a plane and fly it into a building, you know what I'm saying? Or even before that, you had the Pan Am flight bombing, Pan Am flight 104 or something like that. You know what I mean? That's probably before a lot of y'all's time, man. I think it was in the 80s and stuff, man. But they blew up a plane mid-flight with a bomb. You know what I mean? So, and then like before the Twin Towers, it was someone tried to drive a van of a bomb into like it might have been the Twin Towers or like some building in New York. But they're known for that. They're known for their wild acts of, you know what I'm saying, of terrorism, man. You know what I mean? The Lord and the angel said he was going to be like this. All right? All right? And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. Okay? Verse 13. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Ber Laha Roy. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was 86 years old, meaning he was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. Okay? Salaki. I think I went over a verse. Salaki. So we'll just get that in the Hebrew. So now Genesis 16:16 in the Hebrew. Wa Abaram Ban. Let's see. Bawa. Let's say Bawa. Oban. Shaman Nayam. Shanai. Washash, Washash, Shanayim, no, Washasha, Shanayim, Salakia, Bala Da'ath, Hagar Atha Yashama'il La Abaram. Genesis chapter 17, verse 1. Wa ya Haya Abaram Bawa Thasha'ayim Shana Watha Sha'ai Shanayim Waya Ra'a Yahweh Al Abaram Wayamar Allah Yahweh Anaya Naya Al Shadaya Shadaya Ha the Ha Lar no Salakia Ha the Ha Laka no Ha the Ha Lak La Panya Wa Haya the Mayam verse 2 Wa'a, Thana, Bara, Yathaya, Baya, Naya, Waba, Yanir, Salakia, Waba, Yanaka, Waba, Yanak, Why, Wa'ai, Salakia, Wa'a, Rabah, A, Wathar, no, Salakia, A, Wa, the Ka, A, Wa, A, Wa, Thak, A, Wa, Thak, Bamai, Ba, Ma, Ad, Ma, Ma'ad, verse 3, Waya, Wayapo, A, Baram, Al, Panya, Wadabar, Athawa, Alahayim, Lamar, verse 4, Anaya, Ha, Na'a, Bara, Ya, Thaya, Athak, Athaka, Wa, Ha, Ya, Yatha, Why, Ha, Ya, Ya'ath, La, La'ab, no, La'aba, La'aba, Ha, Mo, Hamawan, Ga, Ga, Wayam, Gawayam, verse 5, Gawayam, Wala'ah, Ya, Korah, Ai, Wada, Ata, Shamka, Shamka, Abaram, Wahaya, Shamka, Abarayam, Kaya, Abba, Hamawan, Gawayam, Natha, Tayaka, verse 6, Waha, Rathaya, Taka, Bama'ath, oh no, Bama'ad, Bama'ada, Ba'amad, Ma'ada, Wana, Thayaka, La, Laga, Wayam, Lagawayam, Wama, La, Lama, wait, La Malak, Wayam, or La Malakium, Ma, Maka, Ya, Tazawa, Genesis 17, verse 7. This is going to be the last scripture read in the Hebrew. Waha, Kwa, Thaya, Patha, Baraya, Thaya, but Baya, Naya, Waba, Yanai, Waba, Yanaika, no, Waba, Yanaika, Laki, Waba, Yawa, Zarai, Zaraka, Aha, Salaki, Aha, Raka, Lada, Ratham, Laba, Rayath, Awalam, Laha, Yawath, Laka, La'ar, La, Alahayim, Wa, La, Zoraika, Aha, Rayak, Aha, Rayaka. All right, Genesis 16 through Genesis 17:7. And Abram was 86 old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abraham. And when Abraham was 99 years old and nine, Salaki, when Abraham was 90 years old and nine, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God, walk before me and be thou perfect. So just to highlight this point right here, you know, the command to be perfect wasn't just something that was given to Christ. Christ said in Matthew 5:48, be ye thou perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. The Most High been saying this since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It said that Noah was perfect in his generations. You understand? I don't know if it referred to Enoch as perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I'll have to go back and look at that. But the Lord's command for you know what I'm saying, his people, you know what I mean, to be perfect is a old thing. And being perfect is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It's not talking about you know, however the world, you know, tries to say what perfect is. Being perfect is living by the laws and the culture that the Most High gave his people, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, you know what I'm saying, of Negro descent, man. All right. All right. Verse 2. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made of thee. And we know that because Abraham was the father of the Midianites, you know what I'm saying, the Ishmaelites, you know what I mean. I believe outside of Isaac, he had 7 more sons, you know. So, you know, he was a father of many nations, and to include the nation of Israel, because we are a nation of many nations. That's why the Lord told, well, he's going to tell, you know what I mean, further down, he's going to tell Sarai, you know what I mean, that she's going to be a mother of nations. And she only had one son, which was, you know what I mean, which we know we're going to come to find out to be Isaac. You understand? So that includes the nation of Israel, because why? We're found scattered amongst many nations. You know what I mean? We're not called what we were called in the scriptures. You know, you look at us now and you call us Venezuelan, or Ecuadorians, or El Salvadorians, or Guatemalans, or Panamanians, or Belizeans, you understand? Or Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying? Or black people. Haitians, you know what I'm saying, Jamaicans, you know what I mean, I don't know if you say Barbadians or you know what I mean, whatever, the West Indians. You understand? Like that's what we are referred to as now. So we've become many nations, even though we're the nation of Israel. You understand? And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. Verse 7, and I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. So the Most High is making a promise between himself and Abraham, that he will be a God to Abraham and a God to his descendants, his children's children and their children's children's children, which is you know what I mean, which is why we have what we have in the first place, because Abraham was you know what I mean, was the foundation, you know what I'm saying, of the world. And if you understand what I'm saying, that world is Israel, as it says in Isaiah 45 and 7. You know what I mean, I'm gonna go there real quick just as a reference point. So I mean, y'all don't think I'm talking out the side of my neck. You know what I mean? But Abraham, this covenant that the Lord is making with Abraham is the foundation of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not talking about earth, you know what I mean? We're talking about our people, you know what I'm saying? Our nation. Isaiah 45, Salakia, maybe it's 40 and 7. Let's see. Or it could be 45 and 15. Let me see. Salakia, 45 and 17. So the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. And the covenant that he made with Abraham was an everlasting covenant, right? Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. You understand? This covenant that the Lord made with Abraham was the foundation of our world, you know what I'm saying? And that world is Israel, you understand? You know? So with that, we're going to stop right there. And next week, we'll get back to Genesis 17 and verse 8. All right? La Yashala. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malak Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Taba'ah Yanawa, Bahasaya 1, Abal, Hayashaya Nawa, Mayan, Raya, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha Allah, Wahata Para, La'ai Walumium, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. This is the prayer of the power, the Hakak in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Baba Kusha, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, La Rapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, La Hakwayim, Hamatayim, Hakak, Al Rakwath, Ha Tamala, Lagarshan, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. The prayer of the power in the English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. The prayer of the blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Wa Mayak Allah, Wa Alahayim, Ma Tazabaya, Alawap Yahana, Ha Alawapyam, Ha Saranium, Ha Kwa Tazayat Salakya, Ha Kwa Tazayanyam, Ha Kaya Yalam, Wa Akwathian, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the water Aman. The prayer of the blessing in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Ashai Ayanya, Al-Haharium, Mahayan, Yaba Azariah Ma'am, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Wa'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a Yakaka, Wayarak, Ba La Yala'a, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara'a, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Taza'athka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'ata Wa'ad Awalam. The prayer, Salakia, Psalm 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dama Lakah, Al-Thakarash, Wa Al-Thashakwat, Al Kayahana, Awaya Salakya, Awayabyaka, Awayabyaka, Salakya, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Makah, Ya'ira Yamawa, Sawada, Wayatha, Ya'atazawa, Al-Tazapawanka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanak Akyadam, Magawa, Wala'a Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Awada, Kaya, Aitazawa, Laba, Yakaidwa, Al Yaka, Baryath, Yakarwata, Alya, Awadam, Salakya, Aidyawam, Wayashama, Alya Yum, Ma'ibwa, Wahagaram, Gabal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amalak, Palashath, Am Yashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarwa'ai, Laban Yalawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamidian, Kasaya Sarah, Kayabian, Banakal, Kwayashwan, Nashamadawa, Ba'ayan Da'ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Shayathamawa, Nada Yabmawa, Ka'arab, Wakazayab, Wakazayab, Wakazaibia, Wakazabak, Wakataza'al Mana'a, Call Nanasa Akamawa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayar Ra'a Salakia, Ya Rasha, Lanawa, Ath Na'awath, Alahayim, Alahaya, Shaya, Tamawa, Kagalya, Kakwash, Lapanya Rawaka, Kayash, Tabaya Ira, Wa Kalaha Talahat, Harayam, Ka Taradatma, Basa Irika, Wabasha Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala, Taradatma, Basa Irika, Wabasha Wa'ath Salakia, Wapathka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Waya, Bakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahalawa, Aya'ai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Abaidwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labadka, Al Yawan, Al Kaha Arataza. Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as unto Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeyed, yea, all their princes as Zabah and Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of the power in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm, and fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh art the most high over all the earth. Salakia. The curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers in the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the heathen, and shake loose the pockets of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction and death to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, the Ku Klux Klan, the Aryan Nation, skinheads, posse comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA, space programs, Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America and destroy them in their strongholds. Let America shake at the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. Salaki, good night. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakiyah. All right, with that, I'm gonna give a courtesy salute to the Akim, men of Israel. Imagim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yazamatah, Sar, face the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atham Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yazamatah, class dismissed.